At the end of my 6th grade year, my English teacher asked me if I wanted to stay in advanced English or go down to the regular class. I said, I want to do the regular class because in my own mind, I thought I want to be with my friends, these people I started hanging out with. That was a mistake. Proverbs 22:15, folly is bound up in the heart of a child, but the rod of discipline will drive it away. Children are full of folly. They don't know what they're doing. We just don't. Even an 18-year-old, still a lot of folly. Even us as adults, we have folly as well. But God has given us the mandate, especially as fathers, to make decisions for our children, to teach them, but we need to lead the way. Sometimes we can't allow our kids to make decisions. And my parents stepped in and said, no, you're not taking average class. You're going to stay in advanced class. In fact, let's look at the rest of your schedule and make sure all of your classes are high level and we're holding you accountable. Ephesians 6:4 says, fathers, do not exasperate your children. Instead, bring them up in the training and instruction of the Lord. In this world we live in today, people are afraid to tell their kids, no, you're not doing that. Or yes, you are going to do this. I know you don't feel like it, but this is just what you're going to do. We're not to exasperate our children. We do it in a loving way, but love takes different forms. We need to be loving but firm and let them know, hey, this is what's going to happen here, and explain to them why. And if they still don't agree, well, we just have to push them through anyways, because we see what has happened to this generation of children where they're allowed to do whatever, say, well, you know what? They're on their own path. They're on their own journey. Well, God doesn't tell us to let our kids be on their own journey. That's something we made up. He tells us that we are to train and raise our children. Read Deuteronomy chapter 6 and see what God says that we are to do as parents in our household. So as for me and my household, we're going to serve the Lord. That's what Joshua said. And so, yes, we need to let children make their decisions within a framework, but ultimately, as men, we are to raise our sons to be men, not just high school or college graduates or professionals. We're raising men of God. We're raising fathers and husbands. With our daughters, we're raising young women who are going to be mothers and wives. That's our role as parents, not to simply get an education. Education, formal education, can give you intellect, but not wisdom at all. So remember, folly is bound up in the heart of a child. We're imperfect as parents, but God will bless our children in spite of us at times. But at least we need to put in the effort, put in the work to lead them spiritually and lead them in the way of God's path.